Oh, whoa, scratch my head. Okay. Good evening. Welcome to our October 9th council session. At this time, I'd like to invite everyone to stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. And please remain standing for prayer following. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Let's bow our heads and pray. Father God, we just come before you this evening and just want to recognize that you're in control of this universe and you're in control of the everyday circumstances that go on in our lives. And we just want to give this meeting to you and just allow us to have good conversation and be able to make the best decisions for this village. We just ask that you just be with Debbie as she's out at, in a work situation, and we just pray you just keep her safe and traveling. And we just also ask that you would just bless everyone here tonight and just encourage us as we work together and move this community forward. And it's in your name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
This meeting is now in order. If the clerk would please call the roll.
Mayor Cope.
Here.
Francis.
Here.
Miller's absent. Tennerman.
Here.
Vogel.
Here.
Ashley.
Here.
And Willis.
Here.
Thank you. Mr. Klein?
Councilwoman Miller, I spoke with her this afternoon. She called me, said that she has taken a new position, the new company, and she got, right when she called me, she had been called into a meeting unexpectedly, couldn't get out of it, and sent her regards to all of council. She feels really bad. She said she believes was her first council meeting she's ever missed, so she says she's sorry.
Thank you. Thank you. At this time, I'd like to read the certificate of the clerk to the presiding officer of council from the municipal clerk of council. The undersigned certifies that all requirements to notice and notification have been done or attempted to be done in compliance with Council Rule 3. Signed October 9, 2012 by Linda Cantrell, clerk of council.
Do we want to do the motion to excuse?
Next on.
Okay, sorry.
I'll entertain a motion to excuse.
So moved.
Debbie Newman. Any discussion regarding that motion? I'm sorry?
No, it wasn't you. Who seconded it? You?
Yes, ma'am.
Sorry.
I need to speak up. Sorry.
No, that's all right.
Roll call.
Francis.
Yes.
Tennerman.
Yes.
Vogel.
Yes.
Ashley.
Yes.
Willis.
Yes.
And Mayor Cope.
Yes. The motion to excuse Debbie Miller's been passed. Okay. At this time, I believe council has received their minutes for the September council meeting and workshop. I'll entertain a motion to accept the council meeting workshop as written.
So moved. Second.
Second. Thank you. Will there be any discussion regarding these minutes? Any addition? Nothing. Roll call, please.
Francis.
Yes.
Tennerman.
Yes.
Vogel.
Yes.
Ashley.
Yes.
Willis.
Yes.
And Mayor Cope.
Yes, the minutes have been approved. At this time, I'll entertain a motion to accept the September 25th workshop minutes as written.
So moved.
Second.
Any changes to those minutes? Okay. Roll call, please.
Francis.
Yes.
Tennerman.
Yes.
Vogel.
Yes.
Ashley.
Yes.
Willis.
Yes.
And Mayor Cope.
Yes. The September 25th workshop minutes have been approved. At this time, is there any correspondence for council?
No, sir.
Okay, thank you. At this time, I'd like to invite citizens to comment on tonight's legislation, if they choose to. All right, thank you. We have a smorgasbord of legislation to attend to tonight. So I believe Mr. Klein would like to add something real quick.
I believe I've talked with each of you today, or left you a message. And I, sincere apology, I was been writing everything, and it was a checklist of things. And at the last workshop, we discussed ordinance CM 1234. We talked about it, and we knew that we were going to talk about changing some language in our income tax ordinance itself, but we were going to revisit that at the October workshop. But while I was at the last workshop, I made a note to myself to make sure that you write the ordinance. So I wrote the ordinance with no attachments, obviously. And then Councilman Francis says, well, where's the attachments? And I was, whoa, wait a second. That wasn't supposed to be on tonight's agenda. So I just went down my checklist, saw it, and I apologize. So I'd like to recommend that we'd either hold or, I guess we really table or hold
It hasn't
34.
really been introduced, so I just deleted it from the agenda. I don't think we even need a motion
Okay.
on that.
So-
We haven't taken any action, nobody's introduced it or anything like that, so it'll just be out of order, that's all.
Thank
So
you.
my apologies.
Well, our first piece of legislation is CM-12-28. Mr. Sells?
Mr. Mayor, thank you. Ordinance CM, will be the second reading by title only. Ordinance CM-12-28, an ordinance amending various sections of the codified ordinances to modify the fee structure in order to cover usual and customary expenses associated with these operations.
At this time, I'll entertain a motion to adopt this ordinance.
Make a motion to adopt ordinance CM-12-28.
Second that.
Does council have any discussion to add regarding this ordinance? Roll call, please.
Francis,
Yes.
Tinnerman,
Yes.
Vogel,
Yes.
Ashley,
Yes.
Willis,
Yes.
and Mayor Cope.
Yes. Ordinance to change fees has been adopted. We'll turn our attention to CM-12-29. Mr. Sells?
Mr. Mayor, excuse me, emergency ordinance CM-12-29, an ordinance to declare an emergency to amend the 2012 appropriations. Whereas council by ordinance CM-12-01 adopted 2012 final appropriations and amended by ordinance CM-12-27 for the various funds utilized by the municipality. And whereas it is necessary to adjust the appropriations to reflect unanticipated expenditures. Now therefore be it ordained by the council of the municipality of West Milton, Ohio, that section 1, the following amendments to the 2012 appropriations of the municipality of West Milton, Ohio are hereby made. I'll read the various sections, and then I'll read the original appropriation, then the amount it's amended by, and then the total amended appropriation. Street Fund, $261,925, amended by $5,000. The total new amended appropriation would be $266,925. The Water Capital Improvement Fund, $10,900, amended by $14,500. The new amended appropriation would be $25,400. The Sewer Capital Improvement Fund, $136,200, amended by $14,500. The amended appropriation is $150,700. Section 2, any previously drawn warrants on these funds in excess of the original appropriations are hereby authorized. Section 3, that this emergency ordinance shall become effective from and after the earliest date permitted by law.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I'll entertain a motion to adopt this emergency ordinance.
Make a motion to adopt this ordinance. Second?
Second. Would council have any discussion to add to this ordinance? Mr. Klein?
Again, typically, we've talked about this at the workshop. It's this ordinance and the next resolution are a pair. Typically, never like to introduce something as an emergency, but we do have a vehicle that has seen better days. Was actually on the schedule to be replaced over 2 years ago and had never been budgeted for. And we're paying the price now, so we're just trying to get back on schedule.
Thank you. Roll call, please.
Francis,
Yes.
Tinnerman,
Yes.
Vogel,
Yes.
Ashley,
Yes.
Willis?
Yes.
And Mayor Cope.
Yes. The emergency ordinance has been adopted. At this time, we'll turn our attention to the resolution CM-12-30.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Resolution CM-12-30. Resolution authorizing the purchase of the 2012 F-250 4x4 utility truck for the West Milton Water and Sewer Divisions. Whereas ordinance CM-12-29 reappropriates $34,000 for the purchase of a utility truck to replace the current 2001 model as used by the West Milton Water and Sewer Division. And whereas Council by Resolution CM-96-21 authorized the municipality's participation in the State of Ohio Cooperative Purchase Program. And whereas Germain Ford of Columbus, Ohio 43235 is an authorized vendor for truck purchases for the current model year at the state purchasing price. Now therefore be it resolved by the Council of the Municipality of West Milton, Ohio, that Section 1, the municipal manager is hereby authorized to purchase a model year 2012 Ford F-250 4x4 utility truck as made available at the state purchasing price from Germain Ford of Columbus, Ohio 43235 in the amount of $33,918 and to execute all documents and agreements necessary to complete the transaction of this purchase.
Thank you, Mr. Sells. I'll entertain a motion to adopt this resolution.
So moved.
Second.
Does council have any discussion regarding this resolution? Thank you. Roll call, please.
Francis?
Yes.
Tinnerman?
Yes.
Vogel?
Yes.
Ashley?
Yes.
Willis?
Yes.
And Mayor Cope.
Yes. The resolution to purchase the new utility truck for the village is passed. So, now we'll turn our attention to the resolution to support the school tax renewal. Mr. Sells.
Mr. Mayor, Resolution CM-12-31, a resolution in support of the Milton Union EV School District tax levy renewal. Whereas the Milton Union EV School District is proposing a renewal of an existing levy for the day-to-day operations, and whereas the district has earned an excellent on the Ohio Department of Education report card, and whereas the district has been recognized nationally for the highest achievements at the lowest costs, and whereas council recognizes the importance of a high-quality educational system as a main ingredient for achieving and maintaining an outstanding and healthy community. Now therefore be it resolved by the Council of the Municipality of West Milton, Ohio, that Section 1, the Council of the Municipality of West Milton supports the passage of the Milton Union EV School District's tax levy renewal on the ballot this November. Section 2, the Council of the Municipality of West Milton urges all citizens to vote for the school levy to demonstrate commitment to strong schools and a strong community.
Thank you, Mr. Sells.
Thank you.
I'll entertain a motion to adopt this resolution.
So moved.
Second.
Thank you. Does council have any discussion they'd like to add to this resolution? I'd just like to say that this is quite an important, the biggest employer in our village is the school. And I think it would be error if we didn't support the school system because it does bring in tax money for the village. And so I throw out my support for that. And I think this is a good resolution to support. So,
Oh, just a renewal, huh?
yeah.
Yes, just a renewal.
Just a
renewal.
renewal.
That's right.
No new
That's right.
taxes. Just
I want
renewing
everybody to
the
know, huh?
We're not building another school. All right. Roll call, please.
Francis?
Yes.
Tinnerman?
Yes.
Vogel?
Yes.
Ashley?
Yes.
Willis?
Yes.
And Mayor Cope.
Yes. Resolution to pass has passed to support the school levy renewal. All right. Move on to the next resolution for the support of the Brick House Cafe ballot issue.
Mayor?
Mr. Sells.
Thank you. Resolution CM-12-32, a resolution in support of the local liquor option, the Brick House Cafe ballot issue. Whereas the Brick House Cafe, a well-established business located in downtown West Milton, has applied for a State of Ohio liquor license, which must be voted on by the citizens within Precinct B of West Milton. And whereas the ballot issue is an important piece of a much larger expansion plan for the Brick House Cafe, and whereas this expansion plan represents an excellent economic development opportunity for our municipality, and whereas council understands the importance of the municipality's business community and the financial commitments made by them, which generates jobs and growth opportunities. Now therefore be it resolved by the Council of the Municipality of West Milton, Ohio, that Section 1, the Council of the Municipality of West Milton, Ohio supports the passage of the local liquor option, the Brick House Cafe. Section 2, the Council of the Municipality of West Milton urges all voters within Precinct B to vote for the issue, which will provide economic development for our community.
Thank you, Mr. Sells. I'll entertain a motion to adopt this resolution.
I'll make a motion to adopt Resolution CM 12-32.
I second.
Thank you. Council have any discussion they'd like to add to this resolution? Mr. Klein?
As the resolution states, the Brick House Cafe is it's very important for them to be able to have this issue pass. And I have included in front of you an artist's rendering of what will happen once the issue, or can happen once the issue is passed. I also gave a copy to Tom, if Tom wants to put it up on the screen. There's an artist's conception of what they would like to do. To the left there is the original, where the brick house is currently homed. They would be tearing down the building to the south of it. And then obviously we would be tearing down our building, and that's our little parking lot there to the far right of the photo. It is she will be hiring more employees, and it can become and will become a place of destination here in the heart of West Milton, and should attract many visitors, tourists, etc., people from out to come to downtown West Milton. So this is an important resolution. It's an important issue for not only the brick house, but also the village.
Thank you, Mr. Klein. Roll call, please.
Whoops. Yeah, right there. Francis.
Yes.
Dennerman.
Yes.
Vogel.
Yes.
Ashley.
Yes.
Willis.
Yes.
And Mayor Coates.
Yes, the resolution to support the Brick House Cafe ballot issue has been adopted by council. Very good. All right. I guess we'll turn our attention to CM-12-33. Mr. Sells.
Mr. Mayor, Resolution CM-12-33, a resolution authorizing the municipal manager to enter into a collection services agreement for the administration of local income tax collections with the City of Vandalia, Ohio. Whereas the municipality's collection services agreement with the City of Hamilton for the administration of local income tax collections is scheduled to expire December 31st, 2012. And whereas council believes a more local option would better serve our residents, and now therefore be it resolved by the council of the municipality of West Milton, Ohio, that Section 1, the municipal manager is hereby authorized and directed to enter into a collection services agreement with the City of Vandalia, Ohio, providing for the receipt and administration of the village's local income tax collections for a period of 3 years, beginning on or about January 1st, 2013. Section 2, in accordance with the terms and conditions of the collection services agreement, the municipality of West Milton further designates the Income Tax Commissioner of Vandalia to serve as the Superintendent of Taxation as defined by Chapter 96.02 of the West Milton Income Tax General Regulations, and further stipulates that no employee of the municipality of West Milton is authorized to make any income tax collections. Section 3, this resolution shall go into effect and be in full force after its passage.
Thank you, Mr. Sells.
Thank you.
Will there be a motion to adopt this resolution?
So moved.
Second.
Would council like to add any discussion to this resolution? I'd just like to first I'll say before Matt shares his comments, but I would just like to say I'm kind of excited about this, moving closer to home. Rather than driving to Hamilton, Ohio, we can just drive a short distance to Vandalia if we need to. So I think this is a very favorable thing for our community. And so, Mr. Klein?
I agree completely with Mayor Coate about the convenience for our taxpayers. I think the services that Vandalia will offer will be exceptional, and more importantly, it cuts our costs nearly in half as to what the City of Hamilton was charging us. So it's a very prudent thing for council to do.
Thank you. Roll call, please.
Francis,
Yes.
Tennerman,
Yes.
Vogel,
Yes.
Ashley,
Yes.
Willis,
Yes.
and Mayor Coate.
Yes. Resolution to enter an agreement with Vandalia for income tax has been passed. So, it's very good news. At this time, our final piece of legislation is CM-12-35. We'll turn our attention to Mr. Sells.
Thank you, Mayor. Resolution CM-12-35. A resolution authorizing the municipal manager to prepare and submit an application to participate in the Ohio Public Works Commission's State Capital Improvement Program and to execute contracts as required. Whereas the State Capital Improvement Program provides financial assistance to political subdivisions for capital improvements to public infrastructure. And whereas the municipality of West Milton is planning to make capital improvements for the wastewater plant effluent system. And whereas the infrastructure improvement herein above described is considered to be a priority need for the community and is a qualified project under the OPWC program. Now therefore be it resolved by the Council of the Municipality of West Milton, Ohio, that Section 1, the municipal manager is hereby authorized to apply to the OPWC for funds as described above. Section 2, the municipal manager is authorized to enter into any agreements as may be necessary and appropriate for obtaining this financial assistance.
Thank you, Mr. Sells.
Thank you.
Will there be a motion to adopt this resolution?
So moved.
Second.
Thank you. Council, have any discussion regarding this resolution? Mr. Klein?
Just to give the public a little education as to what this resolution is. We've been talking about improving, or we need to improve under Ohio EPA orders, our effluent channel. The engineer's estimated cost was just on about $100,000 or a little less. We've felt that OPWC has a true 0% interest loan program. So we are actually we've done the first steps. We've had a contingent approval. This still does, even though passage of this resolution doesn't guarantee that we will receive the loan, it's another step that is required by OPWC to have a resolution of support.
Roll call, please.
Francis,
Yes.
Tennerman,
Yes.
Vogel,
Yes.
Ashley,
Yes.
Willis,
Yes.
and Mayor Coate.
Yes, the resolution has been passed. Well, at this time, we will now turn our attention to Mr. Klein for the manager's report.
Thank you, Mayor. Actually, I have a few items now, and Tom from WMPA also had asked me to add to my report. So I have a couple items from WMPA as well. One is that to let the public know that council meetings may now be viewed online at www.youtube.com/WMPA-TV. They will generally be available to view within a few hours of the conclusion of the meeting. Also, we will be recording a new edition of Manager's Minute in November. I invite anybody who has a question that they would like to ask to please email WMPA at wmpa@hotmail.com. WMPA will be having its annual Halloween candy giveaway in front of the city building on Beggars Night from 6 to 8 p.m. The event will be videotaped and broadcast on WMPA at a later date, which reminds me that We have made some public announcements, and I'll do it again tonight, that council has moved Beggars Night to Tuesday, October 30th. We have talked with Rotary, and Rotary is planning their traditional party downtown as well. At that, I believe Rotary's time is 4 to 6, and then Beggars Night goes from 6 to 8. So that'll be Tuesday, not Wednesday, Tuesday, October 30th. ODOT sent me an announcement, perhaps maybe to you as well. They have announced that the ramps for the northbound ramps and northbound 75 in downtown Dayton for the exits for 1st and 3rd Streets will be closed starting next Monday. So anybody driving that has to go to downtown Dayton, perhaps from the south, needs to know that those ramps will be closed. The detour will be taking you 35 east, is what the announcement said. And it will be closed until, scheduled to be open in December of 2016. So, just to give you a small update, just a small update on the fiber optics. You might have noticed that the crews have left town, that we're struggling mightily to drill in the bedrock that we call our home. And they have decided to, they've surrendered and threw up the white flag and decided to go overhead. So they'll be finishing up overhead both across the river and also the finishing up along J and then up Hayes and out Milton Potsdam, past the school, and then it goes to Davis, and then after that it heads south to the Dayton area. But yes, they struggled and lost a lot of drill bits that cost a lot of money, and they finally just said, okay, we're going overhead. But we are going to have a point of presence for those who are technologically gifted or advanced a lot more than me. But what a POP means is that we'll have an intersection or an off-ramp or an on-ramp to the World Wide Web via the fiber optic. And we'll be here. We are in the process now of negotiating with ComNet as to where it's going to be located and the costs involved, or the revenue involved, as it turns out for us. And finally, just a reminder that the Milton Union School District will have their official ribbon cutting ceremony at 1 o'clock this Sunday. Of course, council is invited, and we'll remind everybody that Mayor Coate will be speaking and reading a proclamation at the event. And that concludes my report.
Maybe you want to communicate to me, I don't have it with me because I didn't bring all my booklet, what the funding came from for that fiber optics. There was some type of special state funding or something?
There was a special, actually federal funding.
Federal funding.
It was actual federal funding. The fiber optic that's going just south of Toledo, down the 75 corridor, so to speak, roughly. I mean, it meanders its way down and then swings its way past Dayton and then over to Columbus. It was a program through the federal government of achieving internet connection for rural areas. And so that's what the project really is to reach out for homeowners, businesses, et cetera, in rural areas or rural districts to be able to have high-speed fiber optic internet.
I just want to be clear because some folks have asked me if we had to put any money forward
No.
to that, and I said no, we did not.
No,
So-
it's completely funded by a federal grant, is my understanding.
Does the survey that Union Township put out have to do with this, the
Yes,
fiber optic?
Yes, it does. A gentleman by the name of Trent Runkle, who I guess was very instrumental in having the fiber optic come through West Milton. He has been working with the school district in he wants to put out a survey to see what kind of interest there is for rural internet service. His plan, or it's really to take that information to see what kind of customer base is potentially out there in Union Township, which that'll be information that I'll be able to use in trying to seek a provider that would be housed or located at our POP And the POP, or point of presence, will be located at our property at the north water tower, the old water plant area.
And I've been gone for 5 days. Has anything went forward with tearing down the elementary and middle school yet? Have they started the demolition?
The actual demolition, no. From what I was told on Monday, or yesterday, was there's just a few small items of, what's the bad stuff gives you cancer?
Asbestos.
Thank you, asbestos. Asbestos removals yet. And then at Monday's meeting, they said that the contractor, you'll probably start to see actual physical tear down about 2 weeks.
Okay, good. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Klein,
Thank you.
for that report. Does council have any old business to discuss?
Brandon.
Is there any new business for council tonight? Thank you. At this time, I'd like to invite citizens to, if they have comments they'd like to add tonight, they're more than welcome to at this moment. All right, good. Well, thank you very much for attending, and
Comments from council?
comments from council.
Not on there. And I have a comment.
All right,
I would like to thank
Mrs.
Mr. Fogel for wearing a pink shirt in observance of Breast Cancer Awareness Month.
Thank you.
So if you see any events going on, please attend and support them. I'd also like to make a motion to go into executive session, section 4.1, section 5A of our charter, to consider the appointment, employment, dismissal, discipline, promotion, demotion, compensation of a public employee or official.
Second the motion.
Second the motion. Roll call, please.
Francis,
Yes.
Tennerman,
Yes.
Vogel,
Yes.
Ashley,
Yes.
Willis,
Yes.
and Mayor Cope.
Yes. There will be no official business following this executive session. We'll just come out and adjourn, most likely. So there will be no action taken following the executive session. So, thank you very much. Do I need to do anything else?
Oh,
No, I was talking to the manager.
Okay.
We're okay.
We're good, okay.
You
Well,
voted?
we'll meet in the
I
conference
didn't
room.
kind of, the vote was unanimous, I assume?
Yes. Yes.
yes, it's ready now. It's cleaned up.
Matt, I seen the yellow tape around the barn at the south end of town. Are they starting?
The gentleman, the owner of the property that I spoke to.